keeping you waiting. I wanted to just find a quiet place, but looks like it's not too quiet. So I know Praveen has to leave a little early. So Praveen, can you give me the screen sharing? Then I can just
Yes,
quickly.
start recording. No, I think, what's the time? It's 5 o'clock, so I have half an hour, so don't worry about it. I'll manage.
Yes, yes,
I'll
yes.
just be back. Yeah. Now I
Yeah,
want to hear your story completely. But Satya,
yeah. So I hope things are
six.
going on well.
Sorry.
I hope all the preparations are going on well for people.
Looks like I have to follow it up.
Right.
Once I'm back to India, I'm going to talk to everybody and understand what is going on.
Right.
That's the idea. Probably next week I'll update you on the same.
Right. Right.
So
Perfect.
one
So
thing like,
you have to make me co-host.
sorry, co-host. Okay. Vikram and that. Okay. It's either giving me a host option or there's no co-host options giving here.
Whichever.
So you have to record
Vikram
it.
is here.
Yeah, Vikram. You have to record it, Satya, then.
Oh my God.
Good morning, Vikram.
Typically, it fails. It fails when you start recording.
Oh, he's also running somewhere.
I Vikram is in marathon, I guess.
Vikram, you're on mute.
You- You're in mute. Vikram is in a marathon. At least he's
Satya, congrats,
into
brother.
something now.
Mountain after mountain. Not many mountains will
Thank you,
left for
man.
you now.
Yeah. So, congratulations for the marathon. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, do I get that as screen sharing?
Yeah, I've given you. I made you the host, Satya. Can you record it as well? Because I think once you change the host, the recording stops from my end.
It's
I'm
being
just
recorded.
trying to record.
Oh, it's recording.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. Share my screen. What's on my screen?
Yes. Just started.
Share my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Gupt Parvat is a mountain in Himachal. So, Himachal, there has been one tunnel called Atal Tunnel, which has actually made the life easier for many people. Because earlier to cross those areas, it used to take a lot of time. But in the recent past, an Atal tunnel has been made, which is a very long tunnel, uh, and it ensures that you can reach different parts of Himachal through that particular tunnel. So there is a so this is in the Spiti Lahore district. So the day when we went there, actually it was a marriage ceremony going on there. So, but this is not the bride. This is bride's sister. So interestingly, the bride was less decorated than the bride's sister. So, but then we took the picture of her, and this is an octogenarian lady, a typical attire for that. So I just thought to start with them, and they have a great, amazing hospitality. So when we were there, we never felt that we were outsiders. So we were just guests in that hotel, and the owner had her daughter's marriage. So we also did a lot of dance and party and everything and all. Then from there we start for this particular mountain. Now this particular Gupt Parvat is a mountain which has never been climbed. Now there was a reason why it was never been climbed. One is that to climb you need to see that mountain. You need to know that there is a mountain. Only then you will go and climb. But this mountain was hidden between all other mountains. and it was only available to see in the topography maps. So even in the topography map, it was not marked as a mountain. You have to understand from the map that there is a mountain, is supposed to be a mountain there. So, but some of the apps were showing those mountain names and all those things. So, this particular route from a village called Dalang, which is like 20 kilometers from Manali, it is the entrance for this particular mountain, Mount Gupt Parvat. And the villagers used to come only till the place where we had set up transit camp one. So there, the villagers used to go to get the water. So they had enabled something like, from the river water. They put some pipes, and they used to get the water supply from there. So they went up to there, and in their, like, mythical, or not mythical, I mean, like, in their historical references, they say that there was a village near to that place where they take the water. But beyond that, nobody goes there because the route is very dangerous. Now you might want to know why the route is dangerous. Now this is a gorge. Gorge means between two mountains there's a river that flows. So it's a huge river that flows, and this river is actually starting from two glaciers. One
Satya,
is Rahu Glacier from here, and this is Ketu Glacier. Yeah,
I cannot see the second screen. I can just see
yeah,
the
Praveen.
I can just see the ladies there. Yeah, now I can see the second screen.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it is little delayed then. Huh. So there is a Rahu Glacier over here and Ketu Glacier from these mountains. So this feeds this whole river, and so here, because of these two culmination of two glaciers, one small lake has been formed. From there, the whole river flows and gets into the Chenab River. So, and all these places after certain time it becomes very slanting. So you have to walk on, like, 30 degree to 45-degree angle, and there is a huge depth. You can see that these are the river, frozen areas around the river, and it is breaking. The bridges are breaking because we went in the pre-monsoon, and now that the monsoon is coming, it is getting warmer. So the river, once this melts, the river will swell even more. So this has already started breaking. Praveen, let me know if you see a broken glacier kind of slide.
No, we can't see.
We can just
Okay,
see
wait,
the tracker sitting there, Satya.
wait. Share. Yeah, can I see my screen now?
Yes. Yes, Satya, we can see it. Yeah.
Can you see my screen now? Praveen, can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, we can see the screen, Satya.
Okay. So yeah, from these rivers, then after a certain time, like, the place where there was a village. So it is a this is the transit camp one where we had set our base camp. Sorry, the intermediate camp, and it is full of lot of flowers and greeneries and all meadows. So the villagers take their goats up to here, goats and sheep up to here to get them food. And this was our base camp, sorry, the transit camp one. And it was a beautiful meadow. And but to reach here, it was becoming a nightmarish thing, because at every moment we were thinking that if we fall, then we are dead. So that kind of situation the whole trail is, and then we realized why people don't go there or never ventured there. So from there, as you see that you have different kinds of flowers and everything here. This is the gods that I was talking about. So from up, while we are going back, it was getting more slippery. Um, Slowly the rocks, the greeneries has disappeared, and it has replaced with a lot of broken stones, and the stones are all falling off from the top. And there have been some areas which we started calling as Pagal Manjulika, based on the movie Akshay Kumar movie, because there was a rockfall almost like 70 to 80 times every day, and those were big boulders that were falling off. So so through that route, we had set our base camp. So uh, are you able to see a screen where there are tents?
Yes.
Yes. So this is base camp. This is our main tent, and this is the quarter tents, the Sherpa tents. We are in a safe place because below there is a river and the starting of the river, and the other side is the rockfall zone. So from where, so this is the rockfall zone. So constantly you see this all the smokes. Constantly the rocks were falling off, and they were like in huge boulders. So this whole mountain is getting disintegrated. So probably in 5 6 years you will not see this whole mountain. It will be just falling off, and it has become debris. So this is the natural propagation of how the mountain life cycle is. And then this was the entrance for the base camp, and what happens if we get a boulder falling off. So from that boulder zone itself, we have to actually go up, and you can see this river or lake. So this is the starting point of the river. We call it snout, where the glacier ends and the river starts. So so we have to actually cross this river. Then we have our base camp up. So it took once for me 1 hour to cross a small section from here to here, because the water level was pretty
Satya,
high,
we can't
and
see
we had to
the
put the
slide.
boulder.
We can't see the slide, the photo that you're showing about the river.
Let me again share. I think network is a little restricted here in airport. Wait, let me try. Are you able to see that now?
Yes.
Yes. So this river is the starting point of the river. This whole river that you have seen later on. So this is the Rahu Glacier, and this is the Ketu Glacier. So coming from two different mountains. So it's a Rahu Ketu Glacier, and this is called a snout, where the glacier ends and water starts flowing out. Just like how Gomukh is the starting point of Ganga and also like that. This Nilgar river starts from here, the glaciers melting, and this started forming a lake here, which starts feeding into the river. Now to cross this, we have to. So this is the route that we were going up to Camp One from base camp. So you actually have to cross this river through some stones and reach the base camp. But when the melting rate increases, the whole route gets submerged with water, and then you don't get any of the stones, and the stones also goes off. So actually on the day one when we came, the glacier was up to here, so it was all frozen. But later on it started melting and melting, and by the time we came out, this was the situation. So it took 1 hour to cross a small section like this, because Sometimes there were no stones, so we had to bring big boulders and throw in the water, and it was just like swallowed by the water, and then we had to take a lot of efforts. And on days it used to get very difficult, and sometimes we had to abandon going to the camp one because it was so difficult to cross these rivers. So these are like objective dangers. So you cannot afford to fall into the river because the temperatures are like 0 degrees centigrade. So you might get hypothermia, which can lead to death also. And also you cannot injure yourself, or you cannot get flown away by the water. So it gets very speedy after some time. This is the camp one. Like the road to camp one. As you go up from this section, this is another valley, and this valley is unexplored till date. It was unexplored till date, and when we went and we started exploring all these areas, it's a huge areas, and there were many mountains here. And one such mountain initially we planned was Shikarbe, and another one was Gupt Parvat. However, Shikarbe is something that we had to off because on my team went till 1000 meters, 150 out of other exploration um, that we uh, be a pioneer, and this is the first time somebody human being entered this enter call. So this was the camp one, and we had to stay in tents, unlike in Everest Base Camp where we are going to stay in mm, like good air conditioned houses. But here these are like in the nature we have to stay in tents, and we have to the place from where we took the picture is the kitchen. So this is another glacier coming out. This is another glacier coming out. In between, this land has been formed. So earlier in the map, it was shown that this was a whole snowfield, but that's what we came and we explored, and we are not giving back the feedback to the Geographical Survey of India that due to the lot of climate change over the many decades, things have changed totally. The topography has changed. There have been many glacial lakes somewhere here. 3-4 glacial lakes we could find out, which was not put in the map also. So some days there was bad weather and we could see only top of the mountains. So we had to bribe the gods, the mountain gods. So we had to put an altar for the mountain gods, and these are the typical prayer flags that you have, and then we have to put our equipments. So behind that we have the ice axes, the helmets, and we have to give chocolates and haluas and all those things to the mountain gods. So these are like bribing to the gods. And interestingly, after we give the puja, the weather conditions became perfectly okay. And sometimes you have to take some turns to cook as well. So when I was taking care of the base camp, that time I had to prepare the food for other people who went up to put the load and come back. So we call it load feeding. So you see, that's a full elaborate setup that we have. Outside is the kitchen, and inside we have the tent to sleep. And these are like solar batteries through which we charge our devices, and these are the ropes which we are using it as a seat, but these are used to open the route, like to climb the mountains. So this is a very far away picture we took in zoom. This is an ibex. Ibex is a mountain goat, and they typically throw stones through their trail. Like on the trail, they intentionally or unintentionally they create a lot of rock falls. So we could spot some of them. Ibex. So this is the summit camp. After camp one, we went to the summit camp, and our mountain that we climbed was this one. Uh, can you see? Are you able to see a screen which is having tent with ice and snow? Praveen?
Yes, Satya, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a snowfield, and this looks like this looks higher than this, but actually this is behind. So this is more height than any of this, and So our route was, so this is a Bergschrund. So there are cracks on the mountains where the glacier, when it is coming down, the snow it pushes, and this is another layer. So this pushes off. So there becomes a huge crevasse. So you can, if you fall off, then you are dead actually. So we have to be very careful. And you see, these are hidden. So actually, it's a huge crack starts from here, 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 here. So we have to be very careful to cross this. And then our route was, we went up this, and reached the mountain here. I think here is the route that we took, and we started at 1:30 in the night, and we reached around 8. So I reached the first there at around 8:10 something. Then by 9 o'clock, everybody was at the top, and it was 70 to 80 degree, like inclination, and some places it was 90 degree. But then since the weather conditions was pretty good, so we didn't face much difficulties in terms of weather. But you see, this is a west face of a mountain. So any mountain which is climbed from the west face is very difficult, because in the west side the sun comes late. So when we start in the night, so the day comes little late. So this side becomes very cold compared to the other side. So, and when we are coming down also, the sun stays for longer time, thereby it melts the snow, so even it can trigger some avalanche. So west faces are typically, or any face climbing are typically difficult. But then we didn't have an option, because we initially thought to cross the ridges, but then there was impossible routes here, so we couldn't climb from the ridge. So we decided to go for the face climbing. And this was the summit. So once we are there, I will show you the videos. It's a 360 video for summit, and these places, the Sherpas were not confident that all 9 of us can stand there, because these were like stones which are just stacked upon each other, and anytime the whole section could have fallen off. And certain places, like because everybody was going up through this route, and it was very sharp. The rope here also got like not torn like 50%, so we had to actually put some gloves and everything, and ensure that we can climb up. And actually, while we are standing, these people are standing, there is a huge fall, so it is like a place we are standing somewhere here. So but then when we reached there, we became the first in the world to climb that mountain, and we could put one stake with our club's name written. We kept it up there as a proof that we have been there. And from here we have a 360 video, beautiful 360 video, but I don't have an app to show here the 360 video. But definitely when we are there, we will show you that video. And it is very scary, because when I was sitting here, I just looked behind, and from here I came up to here. I didn't wanted to sit here. So that kind of situation it was. But yeah, it became a big exploration thing for Indian mountaineering. Probably right now it's cricket fever in India, but in future, someday, some years later, or some decades later, maybe when the mountaineering history will be looked upon, so this will be one of those historic climbs. Yeah, I mean that's it. I think Praveen, did I finish in time? Do you?
Satya, it's all the time. It's just like I have a train to catch to St. Maurice. So that is the reason, like, there's a lot
Yes,
of
yes.
packing and all. But no, but I mean, I wanted to also.
I wanted to just point out something that so we had a plan, but we couldn't stick to that plan, and that's what the mountain demands. That if certain thing doesn't work, you have to find out a backup plan, and you have to change. You have to be flexible, and get into a zone where even though there was an avalanche, we didn't dampen our spirit. But again, we should not also take some unnecessary risk. So immediately we changed the plan from there to another mountain, to Gupt Parvat. So initially we were planning to climb Shikar Bay, But then after climbing the Parvat, again we focused back here. So there were difficulties like the Sherpas were scared; they were not ready to go for the climb, thinking that there were demons on the mountains, there were yetis on the mountains, like But then these are also synonymous to in the organization structure. Also, we have different people with different beliefs and different mindsets. So you have to ensure that you talk and rationalize with them and like negotiate and finally achieve the objective that you are looking for. So yeah, and certain places I wanted to come back seeing the route, but then when the drive for the destination is much higher, then you will push yourself because yes, like I would not suggest anyone to go for this trek like to the base camp or something, because it's a really dangerous area till our road gets laid. Like road means when multiple people goes, then the trail gets formed, because there was no trail wherever we were going. It was a road actually, kind of things and all. So yeah, Praveen, you were telling something. I stopped you that time.
No, no. So I was just trying to understand, like last year also, I remember you did some new mountains. This year also you did a new mountain. So the idea behind this is like, more people should get to know about our own mountain stuff like that. Is that the idea, or is
Yeah.
it something else as well?
So yeah, like so day before yesterday, Rajivji was here in Kolkata. So we were talking to the IMF president, the Indian Mountaineering Federation. So we were talking and we were telling him about that the Everest event that we are doing in Ranchi. So he told that, look, we don't want to promote Nepal, we want to promote India. And because Nepal should be also one example where the economy of the whole country is running on tourism. And here in India, we have the mountains, we have the rivers, we have the deserts, we have the jungles, we have everything. So all other studies they had told that there is a huge potential of domestic uh, um, tourism, especially adventure tourism. So we are also getting aligned to that, and it is also my aspiration also, which is coming into play, where I always wanted to do at least one mountain which has never been climbed by anyone. So so that was a soul satisfaction.
Right.
So, and every mountain that we go and climb, even you will see that when you do Everest Base Camp, your capacity will increase, your ability to grasp certain things will increase, your ability to mitigate risks, your ability to handle pressure will, like you will be increasing your benchmark. So all these mountains also helps me to increase my benchmark and makes me more resilient. So yeah, so it's a win-win situation. It helps the country, it helps us.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Tisha, any questions from your side?
It's just incredible. I mean, the way, especially the way you submitted doing a 90-degree climb was, I mean, I just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. So just amazing. Would love to hear
That particular
more in
climb,
detail whenever we meet up next as to how you managed to do it. When we are on the trek, maybe you can give us, tell us all about your,
October.
how, yeah, October, November, whenever we are on the INSEE trek also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last October 30th, I started having seats till this expedition to ensure that I can climb this mountain. Yeah. So, so different kind of plans.
Right. Right. So, anyways, we are
And I was happy to again. I'm going to Kilimanjaro.
no, go ahead, Satya.
Sorry, what did you say, Praveen?
I was just adding few lines there, but that's okay. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so from here, ninth, I'm moving to Kilimanjaro,
Oh,
and then I'm finishing off a wildlife safari with my team, and then from there I'll go to Mount Kenya. So there was a mountain pending from my side. So once I do that, I'll become the first Indian to climb that mountain as well. So yeah, then I'll come back on 1st August.
Oh, wow.
And
So you'll have many stories.
Where do you get this energy from, Satya?
This is the secret of my energy. Then Kevin will say our energy.
no, Boost has not given any sponsorship to us. To stop the recording. Okay, I can stop it from here. Yeah, I can see that.
So if you are prepared, well, you'll be able to enjoy well, and you'll be able to complete it pretty with a lot of good memories. So
Yes,
we don't want to think that, oh my god, how difficult it was. We want you to think that, wow, it was an amazing beautiful place,
right.
so it all depends on how well you are preparing. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
So Satya, I'm going to
Sure.
talk to all the participants once I'm back to India, and I'll give you an
Yes.
update on that, and we'll work on each participants after that, post that. That's the idea. And second and third, we have got about 3, 4, I think 5 people confirmed for the trek. I'll keep you informed. So in case the place and all, we need to figure it out. So that I think I need
Right.
your help to close that discussion.
Sure.
Okay,
Cool.
great. All right then. We'll make
Okay.
it now. Thanks a lot, Satya. All the best. Carry on. I'll call you up later. And thanks, Rajiv, for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Raji.